In 1987, the Lord's Resistance Army, an offshoot of the Uganda Peoples Defence Army and the Holy Spirit Movement, under the command of Joseph Kony, took up arms to fight the government. Built on the edifice of mysticism and a convoluted Ten Commandment philosophy, the Lord's Resistance Army waged an insurgency which destroyed the economic and social fabric of northern Uganda as thousands died. Many attempts to resolve the conflict peacefully failed as a result of mutual suspicion. In 2002, the UPDF embarked on its first major military operation, codenamed Operation Iron Fist, to capture Kony from his sanctuary in Southern Sudan. Kony still remained elusive and sneaked back to northern Uganda as his rebellion spread to the Teso sub-region. However, the turning point came in 2005 when Kony and 4 of his commanders were indicted by the ICC. At this time, Kony's force had been depleted, and with the ICC noose hanging around his neck, Kony fled into the deeper recesses of the DRC, where he established camps in Garamba Forest. Kony later accepted to talk under the auspices of the South Sudan Transitional Government, but the talks later collapsed when the LRA warlord failed to turn up. In 2008, another UPDF mission, Operation Lightning Thunder, meant to target Kony with helicopter gunships, failed, after the LRA leader, according to security sources, was tipped about the attack and fled. The rebel leader fled further into the Central African Republic, a restive country torn apart by rebellions. It was largely perceived that the Central African Republic deployment in 2009 would be an ultimate end to the weakened LRA and lead to the capture of Kony. However, he remains elusive to date.
With most of the commanders either killed, captured, or surrendered, we think this was all these were indicators of a mission that had succeeded.
If success is measured against the degradation of the LRA forces, then presumably we can talk about success. But if it is to do with the ending the LRA problem, then I think there is a problem there, because at the end of the day, we don't have a dead body of Joseph Kony, and we don't have Kony in custody. So on that level, you could say that the engagement has not been successful.
Retired Kitgum Bishop McLeod Ochola, who was part of the Juba peace talks, says the deployment of the UPDF in Central African Republic was a flawed decision.
It is very unfortunate that UPDF took this mission beyond the border of Uganda. They did not consider the vastness of the area where they went to operate. If you take even South Sudan alone, it's very big. Congo, Central African Republic, the vastness of the area was enough to defeat them.
It's not clear yet where the LRA chief ideologue is hiding.
Government of Uganda, right from the beginning, has not understood the strong support being given by Khartoum government to LRA.
A revelation made by former LRA commander Bosco Kilamato on TV, who recently surrendered and was granted amnesty, resonates with this long-held view.
It
was getting help from Northern Sudan. Where for us, we just wait. What did it come? We just utilize it. What did it come? We use it.
The fears that the withdrawal of the UPDF could create a vacuum that gives Kony the grounds to regroup with the Seleka rebels in Central African Republic, alongside the SPLM in opposition.
For the people of Northern Uganda, for example, they'll have all the reasons to be fearful of the ending of the UPDF engagement in Central African Republic, because there's always a possibility that these people could regroup and come back to this.
The partners under the African Union Regional Task Force will still be there. We still have elements from South Sudan, notwithstanding their problems, DRC, and of course the Central African forces, as I had said. This will continue the hunt for the few remnants of the LRA still in Central African Republic. We have offered our brothers in Central African Republic, we've offered to provide the capacity in terms of training, if they so wish.
Uganda went into the Central African Republic under the auspices of the African Union. However, Uganda bore the biggest burden of financing the war and paying salaries for its troops. I asked Karemire the financial cost of this war on the country.
Over time, our budget in the Ministry of Defense, it did swell to some thousands of dollars. But in total, I can't really tell how much we've spent in that mission.
There was a debate about the whole continuing engagement of the regional task force on the LRA, in the context that one, Joseph Kony is not being captured, but two, the fact that there has been a degradation of the LRA forces. We've seen the surrender of Dominic Ongwen, the surrender of Achelam, and a couple of top commanders of the LRA. So I thought that it would be time to review the whole engagement under the regional task force.
The strength of Kony's troops remains unclear, but the senior leadership of the rebel force has been depleted, as many of its commanders were either killed or surrendered. Yet, as long as South Sudan remains under the clutches of conflict, fears continue to grow that Kony could regroup. Shuran Huchre, NTV.